You're listening to Soap Dirt, the latest in television entertainment news.
Hey there, Bold and the Beautiful fans. It is Belinda from Soap Dirt, and I have got your B&B early edition spoilers for next week, July 24th through 28th. We have 3 big, sizzling spoilers. Bear in mind, coming into this next week, we have Sheila's trial ending with a shocking outcome. By the end of this week, Liam and Hope will be divorced, even though they're supposed to be a legal wait and everything. They sign the papers, and then they're going to call each other divorced. So we just have to look past them ignoring California law and just saying, oh, we're divorced. And we've got Wyatt and Hope talking. We've got Steffy worried because Liam is suddenly single. And by the end of the prior week, Liam Spencer is scheming and he's got some kind of plan. So that's the groundwork going into the week of July 24th. We're going to dig in and tell you all about these early edition spoilers. But if you haven't already, please click subscribe so you don't miss any of our B&B updates, spoilers, news, and more. All right, digging in. So we have Brooke Logan confiding in Ridge Forrester next week. I mean, depending on how this conversation goes, if they're still, because you know how they'll keep wearing the same clothes and having the same conversation for like a week. So I feel like at this point that Brooke and Ridge might still be in the CEO office, because he was saying very leading things, you know, oh, I'm glad that you went by to see Thomas. I know that couldn't have been easy for you. And Hope asked her, keep this a secret. And so Brooke is like, yeah, it was not what I was expecting. She's kind of sidestepping and being very vague. And then Ridge is saying stuff like, well, at least it was just a kiss. No big deal. And Brooke's like, oh my gosh, you know, because she knows that it's so much more than that. And it is about his son. And she is going to really struggle to keep her mouth shut. And so with the spoiler of her confiding in Ridge, I am very certain that she is going to say, okay, look, I'm going to tell you this, but Hope made me promise not to tell anyone. So I'm breaking my word to my daughter to tell you, but it's something that you really need to know, because he really does need to know. And if they're, you know, going to be together and everything, you know, you shouldn't keep secrets from your partner. So she's going to tell him that she walked into Thomas's house, saw Hope's stuff, and walked into the bedroom. I hope Ridge goes, why the heck would you walk into my grown son's bedroom like you own the place? Creepy much? Of course he won't. But I'd love it if he did. Like, why the hell are you in my son's bedroom? I think we all want to know that. Like, what? She had to suspect they were banging, and she walked in. It's like, who wants to see that? Nobody. You just don't walk in on your kids when you think they're doing stuff. You might knock, you might yell, but you don't walk in. All right. So he's going to tell her, you know, they slept together, and he's going to be like, are you sure? I think she's going to have to say, oh, yeah, I saw it. I saw it. They were naked in the sheets, you know, and yeah, it's so funny. Ridge is obviously going to be gobsmacked, and maybe Brooke will be honest and say, and Hope told me she initiated all of this and it's not Thomas's fault, blah, blah, blah. We will see. So another interesting spoiler is that Steffy is concerned about the future. There are 2 things this could tie to, and I think both things are real in terms of this. I think she's worried about the future because everybody's expecting Sheila to go to prison for life, and with her trial having a shocking outcome, I mean, heaven forbid she's cut loose. You know, maybe they'll say 6 months probation or 30 days in jail, and she'll be back soon, you know, because it's not like Bold and Beautiful can have a bunch of front burner storylines, or, you know, maybe she's escaped or they just release her completely. But I do think Steffy has cause for concern about her wicked mother-in-law, Sheila Carter, and this trial going strangely. Plus, I am very certain that Steffy is really worried about her marriage because of Liam being single. And she, unfortunately, the window has closed for her to come clean to Finn about those Liam kisses. now she's just got to, keep lying, I guess, because I think she thinks, and she's right, that if she told Finn right now, oh, I was keeping this secret, he's like, oh, you were keeping this secret when I was telling you I thought Liam would be a problem. You were keeping this secret while saying, oh, Hope's disgusting for kissing this other man while they're married. All this stuff, the hypocritical stuff that Steffy was saying about Hope when the same kind of things had happened with her. And then Finn being like, I don't want him here. I don't want him around. And then, of course, when Hope and Liam signed divorce papers the prior week, he's right in Steffi's face. She's at Il Giardino. He's right there. Same day as inking that divorce, saying, I'm divorced. And, of course, she's going to be like, oh, crap. Is he going to screw up my marriage? So she has good reason to worry. I mean, Hope laid it all out. She's like, I know you were already talking to Steffy, and he was just like, Like, I think he thought if he didn't say it out loud, if he didn't say the lie out loud, no, I haven't seen Steffy, that maybe he thought he wasn't lying. But a lie of omission that's that big, it's a lie. So the third and final spoiler, early edition spoiler for next week on Bold and the Beautiful is about Liam, and it's super interesting, and we're going to tell you about it in 1 second. But if you haven't already, please click subscribe so you don't miss any of our Bold and Beautiful updates. If you're enjoying these early edition spoilers, we'd love if you clicked a like. All right. So the spoiler is that Liam sees something shocking. With the Friday spoiler about him scheming and has a plan, I think it's going to be some kind of revenge plan to take Thomas down and to make sure that Thomas doesn't wind up with Hope. At this point, Liam doesn't want Hope, as far as I can see. Like, he's done, but he certainly doesn't want Thomas to have her. So I feel like his scheming is going to be Thomas focused. So he might be creeping around Thomas's house. He might be stalking him, trying to figure out what to do. And he, at the point of them signing the divorce papers, doesn't know that Hope has been in bed with him. So if he's creeping around Thomas's house and peeking in the windows and he gets an eyeful of Hope and Thomas doing the deed, I mean, that would definitely shock him. And I'm there for it. I hope that's what this spoiler is. I hope that he's creeping around about the place and sees Hope whipping off her dress and pouncing on Thomas like she did last week. That is definitely worth the price of my cable subscription. All right, that's all of our early spoilers. Tune back in for full Bold and the Beautiful weekly spoilers later this week, as well as 2-week spoilers. All right.
Thank you for being a loyal listener. Follow us wherever you get your podcast, because you don't want to miss the next episode. Soap Dirt is on all the major podcast platforms, including Apple Podcast, Spotify, iHeartRadio, and more.